I've got the different drain plugged with the Allen. So take the lower one out. This is the tailpiece. It's going to be replaced with the upgraded, bigger spline. Next is going to be to take off this whole piece here. I did, remove the actual speedometer hook up there. This little thing right here, it's got an O-ring right here. Goes up in there and touches the speedo gear itself. This is a gear that touches that gear. And whenever you change out the SYE kit, obviously you'll have new gear. There, you take out that that clip that holds this in, turn it to the left, I think it was, and then slide it out. Then you got to remove the dust cover, which you can see I bent all up, which doesn't matter, we're not reusing it, but it was a pain. You can see where I grabbed at it. There is an actual washer right there that was on the other side of that, so just try to grab the dust cover itself and just work yourself around the edge. Back, there was a C-clamp right there, that was it. It was just turned like this, or C-clip. I ground down some older needle nose that I got, so worked. Finally got it off there. The dust seal, or the actual transfer case seal, and prying it out, which it's got a lip. Get a sharp, you're not going to be reusing this anyway, get a sharp piece of, like a sharp little chisel or screwdriver, flathead, and just go around the edge of this lip right here. There's a pry mark right here. What I did is, this casing, since we're not even reusing it, sits like that, and that other pry mark right here, I took a hammer on the back side of it and tapped it to get it punched loose a little bit. Don't scratch any of the surface mating area whenever I RTV that. Oil pump just pulls out off this O-ring right here. Bottom sits that O-ring right there. Note to yourself whenever you take these bolts out. This one right here, where the pry point at, is a big old, it's a black one, a little longer than the rest of them. Uninstall. I am removing the transfer case. I think it's going to be easier this time, especially after do the transmission mount and everything else. So it makes it easier to get to everything, just removing it. So that's what I'm doing. Here's what I've got going on. I've got cross member pulled. I got my ATV jack underneath there. It's one of the most handiest jacks I've ever had. Can't lift a ton of weight. I actually have lifted the back of the Jeep up with it. Make sure those pins stay in. It had the cotter pins in them. But it comes in super handy because it's low profile and it's nice and square whenever you put some blocks on it. It works really well. I'm removing all this junk right here. I'm putting Boost Works kit in, way cheaper than Novak. Simple kit, really pretty simple, but try to build it for 35 bucks. It's not gonna happen. At least, I mean, you can, but it would take you some time. Plus, look at the machine work. The cutting's really good on that. It's nice, looks good. It's gonna eliminate all that bull crap I don't need. I went ahead, cut carpet up, because this is my next feat after I get everything else done, is to address all the rust that was under the floorboards. It's not rusted through, but it sure is rusted pretty good. So I just cut that, took out that bracket that's underneath there that's bolted up through for the linkage. Just get some washers about that diameter there to put on it. Look how bad the transmission mount is. That's literally rusted. That's a chunk of rust. And that right there, you can see where it's cracked in there. Might as well be replacing it for sure. Did make myself a stubby, which is cut down. I just made some cut down little wrenches. I had a bunch of extra 14mm, and that's what size the nuts are on the back side of the transfer case to let the transfer case down. It's 14s. It's an 18mm for the transmission mount. For the transmission mount there, it's just an 18. It sprayed me a bunch of P&B. I've already worked my way up there. I took that loose. One thing I'm going to have to do, it's going to be a pain in the butt, is take this yoke off after I got it out. I didn't do that, and I probably should have done that already, but I have to install it back on there too, so whatever. That's where I'm at. I got the exhaust so I don't strain it when I took the transmission mount loose, because you got the bracket that holds exhaust right here, but you got a bolt right up in there for your transfer case, so you have to take that bracket loose. Everything has to come loose anyway, so might as well do it. Get it all done. Do it the right way. Don't tilt this too much. Watch your fan up front and make sure it doesn't hit your radiator. I've got plenty of clearance. It seems like I'm fine, so. Got it. Now just get it on the ground. Carefully. Ow, without ripping my beard off. Yeah. It's great. Woo. Yeah. Blew my mind. This 1/2-inch Chicago electric impact actually took the nut loose from the yoke. I did not think that was going to happen. I thought the thing was worthless. But I guess it's not completely worthless. Either that or the yoke was really loose, but it didn't seem like it. So, 1 1/8 with an extension. Poof. Took it right off. Took a little bit of time, but it got it off pretty quickly. So that was easy. That's freaking plus there. So now it's just disassemble and start putting this thing back together. Of course, I want to try to clean it up a little bit. So got everything pretty much kind of done here. So I put it in 4-wheel drive because full jive high. Woohoo! I'm not gonna replace my chain. I think my chain's fine. Probably if you got the money, go ahead and do it, but I don't. This is a stupid 12-point up here. I don't know why they gotta do crap like that just to make it difficult, I guess. Can't just I don't get it. Make it so you'll take it someplace. So anyway, the cover's off. This is going to be basically trash. Those bearings may not have been too great. Yeah, they're alright. Anyway, I'm going to end up probably having to cut just a little bit off this, because you're supposed to, in 4-wheel drive, whenever this butts out, this pin here, you're supposed to only have 1 inch on here, so I'll probably have to grind that attached whenever you put it back together. Clean the magnet out that's sitting down here. Alright guys, here's inside. As you'll notice inside this, you got needle bearings over here for this side of the input. or output, whatever you want to call it. So check those look all right. Here you've got your screen filter and your line going to it. Clean this. Your magnet, which is right here, and you can see that's why you clean them, because that's dirty, pretty dang dirty. Then we'll slide these two shafts out and get ready to install the SYE kit. There's pry marks on this thing. You got a pry mark over here on this side, and you got a pry mark over here on this side. Start on this side right here. Just work it and try to put most of your pressure towards the back of this cover, and then over here do the same thing and just kind of work it. Alright guys, I pulled out the gears, just pulled them straight up. It's in 4-wheel drive. I'm not going to have to cut the pin. It's actually 1 inch at its fullest, just right on it, so I'm good. Maybe on older models or ones with the sensors on them, there's an actual shift sensor. Pulled this out. Got this. Got a lock clip here that I got to take loose. I did get this snap ring set from Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh, and let me tell you, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, all them, nothing that is equivalent to this. Yeah, these may not last very long, but who knows? They're Pittsburgh, made by Pittsburgh, and it was like 17 bucks for a whole set. And this one took off the rear one like it was butter. So you've got quite a variety here, and you can swap them all from left to right. So pretty sweet. Stay tuned. The snap ring that the kit comes with is tighter than this snap ring, which is the one that you took off to begin with. What I did is I took these straight ones. You can get some lock ring, that's what they are. You got snap rings and lock rings, but you can get some lock ring pliers and make it easier, but quite a difference. I got some Lucas ATF to put in it. It's semi-synthetic, so we'll see how it works. Stay tuned. Guys, back. I'm using Scotch-Brite heavy duty to clean off the surface areas to mount, and then I'm wiping it off with a light coat of acetone. I didn't tighten these all the way down. I'm letting this gasket set up for about an hour, then I'm going to tighten them all down. Well, first I'll tighten this ends. I put these 2 dowel ends in, this one up here, and on the directions on Advanced Adapters website, they say the 12 point goes at the bottom of the case. It doesn't. It goes at the top of the case. Just remember that when you're taking it out. I mean, I knew where it went, but if you put it in another hole, it wouldn't go through, you know, so it could crack your housing or something. So just make sure you put it at the top. It's in there, as mine is. Anyway, that is a crock of crap. You cannot put that oil pump in after the cover's on, so don't even try it. Do it as the factory says to do it, and put it on before you install the cover. It's much easier. And you'll chip something if you're not careful, which I'm not going to do, so you can't do it. You might be able to squeeze it in there and chip something, but maybe there's having more play, I don't know, but mine, there's no way. So I had to take it back off and then put it back down with RTV, and that's why I look like this. Yeah. And, well, that matches. Get your speedo gear and your 2 clips to go on each side of it to hold it right there. So, just don't forget that. Alright, there's the nylon washer. It goes around the plug. And there it is. Besides putting the yoke on, which I've got the washers for that right here. And you'll use RTV.